Welcome to the Game TeaTime Podcast. Game Dev TeaTime. We're back. I just came back from Japan. Ricardo was supposed to go to Japan, but just didn't work out. We went ahead.
I just came back from Paris, technically. I was there till Sunday.
It is amazing. We recommend traveling. So, Game Dev is great. Sometimes you need breaks. Go travel the world to bring that knowledge back. Make a great game. Maybe make a game called Exploring the World. You travel to Japan, Paris.
It would be a fun mechanic to try to implement, actually. A game that has, travel, but, fun travel.
What if it's like Amazing Race a little bit and a mixture of Overcooked? And, you control your plane as it travels to different places and you do challenges related to that country, city, whatever.
It would be a lot of work
It would.
to implement.
It would. You know, that's a challenge.
It could be a live service game.
Yeah, exactly. It starts off with maybe a couple countries, and then it grows and expands. It gets better and better. You could have the art style Fall Guys.
I mean, to be fair, Flight Simulator kinda has that. The latest versions are quite good on it feels like we're actually flying over those places instead of just green
terrain and some nice trees. I haven't played it yet. It looks beautiful when you're high up in the sky. When you get close to the land,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I was. It's been almost a year. It was last year's on New Year. Well, January 1st, actually. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? When was the New Year?
I was on my friend's place. He had the game, so I was actually flying from London City Airport to my place.
Oh my
I
God.
couldn't find my place because it uses old Google Maps data. My building is 2 years old.
Oh
It
man.
was just a parking lot or something.
Hey, but then you knew in 2 years this would be a great place and you're living in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild that it does that, and they don't update everything, so you're time traveling back to the past.
Yeah, it is cool. It feels nice, and I don't live in a big city, so naturally, right?
Yeah,
You don't
Makes
get
sense.
as much detail.
Yeah.
In London, you see the actual buildings.
hmm I wanted to ask your opinion on the PlayStation 5 Pro that just come out. I think it just came out. Yeah.
I have to say, I don't have the regular one, so I'm not planning on getting one.
Yeah, because apparently it's $700 and it doesn't have a disc drive and it's a little bit better. And I don't know. I think this might be the last generation of consoles. There might be one more, and it's just going to be PC from here on out. Even PlayStation will probably release PC versions of the PlayStation.
Yeah, because why don't we have consoles that are basically a PC that you upgrade over time?
Yeah, I think
that's what they're
true,
trying
right?
to do with the Pro.
Mhm.
You just buy you have version 1, 2 years they release version 2. They tried to do it with the Genesis, right?
Yeah,
With Sega CD, was just an add-on you plugged on top. It was a great idea.
but it didn't
The
work
games
out.
weren't very good.
No, not at all.
It was $300 just for the add-on, something like that in the 90s. So,
Yeah, that's too expensive. Nobody's gonna buy that. No, I don't know. I mean, I get it. It's for it's supposed to be cheaper. So the idea is buying a console that can do $1,500 PC can do for cheap. But now it's $700. It's pretty much the same price almost, and it's is it really cheaper now?
you can get a pretty good PC for $1,000.
Yeah.
It's a very good one.
Yeah.
Mine, I did overdo it a little bit with mine, but I mean, I think it will be we'll be able to play games on max settings for at least 3 or 4 years. So.
Yeah, because I think if we have a standard, if everybody goes to PC, then that means everyone can just learn for PC, build for PC, optimize for PC, and we won't have to worry about different development cycles,
Yeah, and there are a couple of small details that I really like about PC, same hard drive for the past 7 years. Just switching, right? So
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about my data.
It's always there.
Now I got an Xbox, so yeah, I have to create a new account. I lose my games. No, they're there.
They're there, and they will always be there.
Well, you technically don't own them. There's that controversies for
Yeah, controversy. Oh
not
no,
the week,
red light.
a month ago. But I mean, I don't know. So I guess you didn't play many games the past month, but
I did not, but I did play a lot of Space Marines 2.
oh,
A
nice.
lot. I grinded so much. All my characters are 25, and it's kind of I wouldn't say it's like gameplay wise like Elden Ring, but it's like the grind. It's like there's harder difficulties and there's bosses inside these levels, and you have to parry and dodge at the right time. And if you lose, you don't get much XP at all. But if you win, you get a good amount. But it's still not a good amount to like really level up. So I played a lot, and I had them all 25. I got these gold relic weapons, and I really like the system. I like the gameplay loop of the operations. For some people, it's like oh, I already beat it and I'm done. And I'm like, yeah. But the fact that it takes me forever to unlock things makes me want to come back and then keep doing the mission over and over again and get better at it and like be more efficient so I can get to the end of the
Yeah.
mission quicker so I can get more XP. So yeah. So I've grinded to the point now where I'm like OP and I actually love it. Like instead of it being like, oh, you're 25 now, we're gonna make you sort of stronger. They make you really strong, and so it's satisfying. And playing with my friends who are still low level because they play like once a day, or like they just keep losing. And I'm like, you guys come on, come with me, and then I'll just carry them throughout the whole match. And they're like, how are you so good? And I'm like, you just gotta keep playing. So I've been loving
Just
that game
play
a
for
lot.
1,000 hours. That's
Yeah,
why.
and the game's actually very simple. It's like the old like Gears of War Call of Duty, like a 6 hour
Mhm.
campaign, multiplayer with not a lot of maps, and operations is kind of like zombies with like 6 maps. They just added the seventh, about to add an eighth. But they got the core so well done that it like I always want to play and I want to keep playing. And guess what?
Yeah, I think.
It's so much
Yeah.
fun and it's but yeah, it's so simple. People keep playing and keep coming back and they make tons of money instead of it like not making any money. I don't know. If you make a fun
Yeah.
game, people come back.
That's like you brought a couple interesting points. So like just replayability in general is it's hard to make a replayable game,
It
and I
is.
think a lot of the times people try to do like make a game that's like too big or something.
Mm-hmm.
Try to make WoW and stuff,
Yep, they're always trying to make WoW. They gotta stop it.
and they end up like you don't get the basics, right? You don't get the basics. Right? I think having a game that basics really well is great, especially if you don't have millions of dollars to burn on it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, and it's such a good game. So
I've touched a
and
little bit of it.
but like they have millions and millions of dollars.
It is true. They can do whatever they want. But Space Marines 2, it wasn't supposed to be that successful. Like, because it doesn't necessarily have like a huge mainstream audience. It just has all the Warhammer
Mhm.
people. But the game was so much fun, and it had a lot of like Gears of War type of gameplay
Yeah,
that people were like, "Oh my god, this feels like the Xbox days. It feels like back in the day."
yeah.
So it got a lot
And
of
to
like
be
new
fair,
players.
like the Warhammer people, they have two things. Like they're very dedicated to their hobby,
Hmm.
money.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a very expensive hobby.
It definitely is. But yeah, like if you look at the game, it's like it looks like it's missing a little bit of content when it comes to like multiplayer.
Mhm.
Like there's only 3 multiplayer maps, but yet it's also so much fun. I think what they got right is the attacking and like killing things. Like it just feels so satisfying. You can do a finisher move where you
Yeah,
can just rip them apart and chainsaw through them, and it's like satisfying to watch. You can go the worlds, even though there's only like 3 maps. They're really really well designed and they feel huge. They feel epic. Um, and then the third thing I think was like the variety of things you can do. You can unlock different weapons. You can unlock different like skins for your Space Marine, and you can unlock different armor. And so that like even though maybe it can get repetitive, it's fun unlocking things and seeing your guy become more and more badass. That's what
yeah,
keeps me coming back. And the story was cool. There is a lot of cool cutscenes where you're like, "This is epic. This, yes, awesome."
yeah. I mean, it, it's something you do. Like playing games is something you do to fuel stuff, right?
Hmm.
So, like, yeah, having a story that like grabs you, makes you feel, even if it's just like exhilarating. It doesn't have to be like deep or anything. And but you mentioned the attacks and animations. I think that's something that I think is a little underestimated.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah. If you make that
I,
so
I
much
was,
fun, people will just keep coming
you
back
know,
just for that.
there's this guy that shows up on my shorts every once in a while. Makes a lot of videos like explaining simple concepts in game development, like how to make a jump feel more impactful, things like that.
Hmm.
And he has a video on making your attacks feel impactful, right? Something as simple as a little bit of screen shape. different game.
Does wonders.
He does the before and afters as well.
Hmm.
Like it's always the same character, so it's like I think he's actually making a game with that.
Really
There's
smart.
all those small details that he shows, and it feels like you can see the difference, and you're not even playing, and
Hmm.
like there's no like you're not holding a controller that's vibrating and stuff. It's just like watching the screen shake a little bit. You feel the attack, and then of course sound effects and stuff. But
It does
I think
wonders,
that's
especially nowadays. People get like bored
exactly.
easily. You need to give them something to keep them. Ooh, that was exciting. I want to see that again and
Yeah,
again.
I mean, speaking of shorts, right? Like, why are shorts so popular?
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
people get bored in like 5 seconds.
Yes. Have you seen the brain rot AI where you can put in like an essay from school or a research paper, put it in the brain rot, and it will make a TikTok video for you explaining the whole entire essay. And it's pretty crazy.
No way.
It is insane. Yeah, it'll switch between a car driving to a Minecraft thing going around. Oh, I got. I'll
I
send it
hate
to you
that.
later.
I hate that so much.
But what if it really works? What if like people can't concentrate on like C plus plus
Yeah,
and
no, I hate the whole like you have something some
yeah,
lecture on top and the game on the bottom. Like,
it's getting
why?
worse now. I'm seeing someone like maybe two games now, or they'll show one game and they switch to another game, and then they also have the subtitles, and the subtitles were like, "Wow," and I'm like, "There's so much going on the screen." I'm like, "What the hell?" And it's only for like a 30-second clip. And I'm like, "This is crazy. It's too much, too much."
Yeah, I mean, one thing I find funny with shorts as well is that like the subtitles are so random
Yeah,
sometimes.
they
Like
really
it's just
are. Sometimes they don't even match the video, match anything in the video. Like the color's way off. I'm like, whoever made this is awful. This must have been AI, and you just literally made it in 2 seconds and posted it.
yeah,
And yet they still get like
yeah.
thousands and
That's the
thousands.
deal. Like it's a lot of using and abusing AI for those things, like just like random videos with like AI generated voices and things like that.
Hmm.
Um, and because like even 3 or 4 years ago, you had those, but I'm pretty sure it was just people wrote the videos and just gave it to an AI to read because maybe they don't have a good mic or don't want to speak in front of a camera or
Yeah.
whatever. But still, like it feels robotic. Like it's hard to connect. It's a little bit weird considering like the whole way YouTube used to work. Like you had like YouTube personalities, they're known, they have their faces, their voices, they live stream on Twitch
Yep.
usually. Like it's
Now
such
they're getting
face more.
replaced. Have you seen that one YouTuber who literally replaced himself with an AI? Like it, I don't know how he did it because it's just like pretty early, like last year or something. But it's literally his live like version of himself, his real human self. Wasn't like an animated version of himself.
Mhm.
Talking like him, doing things like him, and it wasn't him at all the whole time. And in fact, his whole video that he made was this AI too. He was like, that was actually fake. Everything you saw wasn't really me. It was an AI I created. And so now, like, people are like,
I think I saw that. Yeah.
which videos are even real or not? And so now he could be literally like on a beach chilling, and he can have tons of hours of like recorded streams and YouTube stuff, all with this AI. You can even have it go on Twitch, and nobody would really know. I mean, you would after a while if you start asking a lot of things. But like, yeah, I was like, the hell, man! Everybody's gonna replace their YouTube personality with an AI, except for the crazy videos. But like, why not? The AI works nonstop. You could literally have tens and dozens of videos out one day instead of just two or one.
Now, one thing that I think would be crazy to do with AI, I mean, it would get boring eventually, but like make a game where the game's AI is actual AI, not like behavior tree.
That'd be amazing. I hope they do that
It
soon.
would be too hard.
It'd be so hard because then it's so many
I
things
mean,
can go
you would
wrong.
have to train it. Yeah, you have to do it in a vacuum and then stop the learning because otherwise it would learn from the players and beat them all the time.
Yeah, we don't want that at all. That would be bad. But that'd be cool. Like if you had like a Skyrim type game where you go around and they all act independent and like you can ask them anything and they'll tell you about their past, their history, like things the creators didn't even write into the game. They can go a random
Yeah, and I
quest.
mean, yeah, and you could have some parameters for machine learning as well. It wouldn't be like win at any cost. It would
Yeah.
be like lose 50% of the time or something,
Hmm.
20 or
It'd be awesome
10.
though. Yeah.
Elder Rings, 1% of the time.
Hmm. I want that though, because then you get lost in the world. And you literally play in real life.
Yeah, I think for like chatting with NPCs, it would be amazing.
Hmm. Probably
So
just chatting.
actually, a while back, like we had this guy on the podcast like a couple years ago, and we're talking about these shoe devs that bit way more than they could chew, and they
Mm.
were trying to release WoW, basically.
Always
And
comes back to
apparently,
WoW.
like they're catching up, like they're actually like trying to release the game.
Really? Okay.
Well, they've released a version, right? But
Yeah.
they've been improving the game. And one of the things they did recently was add this like AI item generator that you give it a prompt and it will give you a 3D model of an item that you can like carry around and do stuff with. It's not something you can share with other players just yet because like it's so prone to abuse. But
Yeah. Of
you
course.
can put it on like your house and like have a trophy with the colors and like the motto you want. That's interesting and like like it's in the game. Like the worst part is that they're actually paying to have like this AI model up to the players, and it's like free for everyone.
That must cost them a lot of money though, because using
Yeah,
LLMs are not free at all. But some are like they can be
exactly.
affordable because they could be like or like $10 a month. But that's also like
Yeah,
really cheap.
yeah, but like the expensive part really is just training the model,
That
right?
is true. Yeah. I can't wait for more games like that though. I just want to see like AAA games test it out and just have
Yeah,
like full
but it will
interaction.
take a while to
It
be
will.
like. It's like and let's hope no people don't do it like they did with the Nemesis system and like
What happened with that?
copyright it. It's copyrighted.
Oh,
You cannot have it.
yeah.
There's like a patent on it. You cannot make a Nemesis system, which is let's not get on the weeds on why are they even allowed to like patent that and not let people like it's just an idea. But
Yeah, I hate
anyway,
patents like that. That's the worst. Like I know you're trying to like save your company and make money, but come on. It's a creative industry. Allow creativity to
I
spread.
mean just think about the amount of time it probably took them to develop that. It
Hmm.
would probably take other companies the same amount of time. The game's not even like it's probably on sale for $10 on Steam after like
Yeah,
the next game comes out. So
exactly.
like who cares? Like they wanted to make a sequel, yeah, to be fair. Like they made the sequel. So like
Was the sequel good?
should they? It's about as good as the original, I think.
Cool.
Uh,
That's good.
I played like a couple hours of each. It didn't hook me though. Just felt like Assassin's Creed with meets Lord of the Rings, basically.
Oh, we should
And
talk
I'm not a
about
big fan of Assassin's Creed.
really like the old one, new one, all of it.
I played Assassin's Creed 1.
I mean that one's okay. It is a great introduction to like this is what the Assassin's Creed is, but like the second one is really the one where it's like this is what we really love. Second, third, fourth, in betweens. After the fourth one, those when it starts going downhill a little bit.
I mean, Assassin's Creed is the reason Magic now has
I
expertise on
almost got into
Magic
Magic
Card.
more because of that, but then I was like, no, I don't care that much. I really don't.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you are willing to learn new game and spend
I do, but like,
some non-deterministic amounts of money, you can
that's
do
my
that.
problem. Like even Warhammer, like the tabletop, I want to get into it, like play one game and have fun, but it's like what hundreds of dollars just to get a couple pieces or something. I don't know. It just
Yeah, yeah,
feels like a
game pieces
lot.
are
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah, and I'm like, that's. I'm gonna go play Space Marine 2 where it's $60 or $70, and then I have all that in the
There's
game.
a Magic collab with
Yeah,
Warhammer as well, by the
yeah.
way. You
No,
can
of
get
course.
a Warhammer deck.
No, don't tempt me. Don't. I might get it.
You can also get the Lord of the Rings cards.
Yeah, I need to rewatch
You
some of
know
the.
Wormtongue?
No. I to be honest, I need to watch it again. Lord of the Rings. It's like a
Just read
one I
it
did once, and I was like, cool. Never watch it again.
once. Wow.
I know. I don't know. I like more futuristic stuff. I do like fantasy, but I don't know, man. At the first movie, my friend made me rewatch like 3 or 4 times because I fell asleep or I just wasn't interested. I don't know. I was like, bro, let's just get on to the second and third one. Love the second and third one. They're epic. They're great. I know the first one builds up to it, but I saw it so many times and I was like, bro, I'm good. I'm good. But I'll rewatch it again because I've also been watching
Yeah.
Game of Thrones and that's been really exciting.
One never hooked me.
Really?
Never.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm hooked where I'm enjoying it and I want to keep watching, but I actually haven't watched it in like 3 months. But like, I am enjoying it. House of Dragon I watched didn't hook me. Didn't care for it.
Yeah. I mean, my issue with Game of Thrones is that I didn't get on the bandwagon. Then it ended. I know the end is bad.
That's another thing
Why
too.
will I? Why would I wanna start watching it? Like, let's just watch something else, right?
Yeah,
And to be fair, I'm not lately. I've not been in a mood to like watch a series that's like heavy in any way. So I've been watching comedies in general.
comedies are chill, pretty good. Go away feeling
Yeah,
good, happy. Don't have to really like follow the story. Love that. Um,
and even like lighter like series like The Good Place is a good example. Like it's not
I've heard a
it's
lot about them.
kind of a comedy, but it's so good.
I want to get back on the Assassin's Creed bandwagon. So they delayed the game for what, like 5, 6 months later, because of what? Like apparently, I heard they put some Chinese stuff in that wasn't correct, or they like incorrectly made cult like temples and rice fields and like different things that they shouldn't have
Yeah.
gotten wrong. Then the animate like people are upset about the character. Like, I feel like the game's getting attacked a little like too strong. Maybe a lot of it's warranted, but some of it I'm like, is it really that bad? It's another Assassin's Creed game. Like they're not gonna be like 10 out of 10s, but they're not
Yeah,
awful.
I think that the issue is like all the controversy. Like it's Assassin's Creed is going to be the same game again. So like
Yeah,
they've been re-released. It's like
but
FIFA. They've been
everybody's been waiting for the
re-releasing the
Assassin's
same
Creed
game.
for like 20 years. They've always wanted the Japan one, and that's
Yeah,
also another problem. They made one of the characters a black samurai, which apparently not Japanese at all. Which, to be honest, like I've been waiting for that storyline because I saw it like years ago, the like first ever black samurai. And I was like, that looks cool. I like his outfit. I like everything about this story. Make it a game one day. If not, I'll make it. And then Assassin's Creed is making it, and I'm like, this is cool. And then everybody else is hating on it. I'm like, well, all right, guess I'm the only target audience. Because literally everyone, all my friends hate it. They're like, how dare they do that? This is all DEI bullshit. I'm like, well, this time I'll let it slide. I was like, this is pretty cool. I'm excited. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. It sucks too for all the developers because they make this game, they spend all these hours on it, and then everybody just hates on it. It's almost like, why even make games? Why even spend all your time?
yeah. That's something I see with especially working on a AAA. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't look that fun. I think, but especially if you get big on like mid to small company, a lot better. Like there's this guy I watch on YouTube, and his like he's got his this small like studio, and he used to work for Blizzard, and like said it sucked, like wasn't paid well.
yeah,
Mainly worked there because his father used to work there as well, and he
yeah.
left, and like
Overtime, I hear there's a lot of overtime, working hours.
yeah,
But you're not supposed to. Holidays, you're working on holidays, going in early.
exactly,
And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. This is not good. And then there's the indie route where it's like, you know, you don't make that much money. So it's kind of hard.
yeah.
It's kind of hard to
I think
stay motivated.
what you would call double A would be like ideal. Like
Yeah.
you're working on a, it's like that's something I feel at my job. Like we're not huge. Like we have like 600 people. Not like 10,000, right? It's completely different when you
Yeah.
get too big, and like it feels more homey. Like it feels like you're a team a lot of the time.
Which is way better for your work
Uh,
life balance.
yeah, and I think it worked in a lot of bigger studios back in the day because like it was actually a bunch of small studios that had a parent company. Like they were run like startups basically. Then it would kind of work, right? You have your small team, you're part of that. you're doing it together, but not that much anymore. I actually started playing a very independent game like this week. Came out in alpha while I was in France, so I missed the first week of the alpha. Now I'm catching up.
Let's go.
So I'm
Nice.
playing Brighter Shores by the one of the guys who made RuneScape.
That's why you're
Um,
playing it.
of
Oh yeah.
course,
Oh my goodness. You're
but
hilarious.
it's very chill. Like it feels like you're playing RuneScape back in the day
Hmm.
without all
The
the
nostalgia factor, it's strong,
feature
dude.
creep. But the feature creep, especially like with any MMO really, but like RuneScape especially because I played it for like 15 years. You actually get to like you get a lot of old content that became irrelevant there, and like they're doing something quite interesting now that instead of like just having a set of things you can do and releasing different ways to like train those skills and stuff, the plan they have is they're releasing the game in chapters, so they will never release like a new way to train this like profession at a lower level. They will just release a new chapter where you have a different profession, and then you're going through the story that way.
Okay.
Uh, and then there's a way to play it very casually because you don't have to grind all the way up to high levels to do the main story, right? You just go like level 20, 30 on each profession. You can get through that chapter. You might have to go back not that far in the story to know. Like I had to go back yesterday to like talk to a guy, but I just talked to the captain and went to find out that I couldn't go into the mines
Mm.
to level up a little bit.
Yeah.
But like it has it's early alpha, right? So the game's been out for a week.
It's just got
So,
bugs and
but
stuff,
it's
but it's
quite
still fun.
interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I really liked what they did with items as well. So it's very similar to Diablo, right? So you have different rarities, and then you have different types of items. So it's more randomized and more granular in terms of upgrades compared to RuneScape, where you have like total like 50 different like swords or something. Like 10 that are actually worth talking about. Uh,
Sounds good.
there, no, you're getting an update, you're getting to upgrade your items like every once in a while, every at like 10 minutes or so. Especially, I'm very low level, right? So I'm not sure if it's gonna be like that later on.
True, it might be more weapons and stuff
Yeah,
down the road, and more OP.
yeah, but you like unlock something new, and like let's say I can now kill this new thing. I go there, feel like it's like a couple levels above my older items. It can now drop level items up to its level, so I'm always getting something new whenever I'm killing something new, which is quite nice. So it's been quite interesting. But before that, I was playing Zelda, which has been also a great experience. Actually, quite Nintendo
Nice.
has been doing so well with that.
They
I
are.
went to play the new one as well. It just came out. Well, just came out last month, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Wait,
because
another
of was
Zelda, or just another game?
another Zelda. Yeah, it came out like last
Really?
month. You play and you actually play as Zelda this time.
Dang, I missed that. I saw
It's
a bunch of
2D,
Super
so
Mario stuff in Japan, but nothing about Zelda.
it's quite interesting. So you have like I haven't gone that deep into it, but you get
Yeah.
like echoes. So it's stuff that you can just conjure. Like you can get a bed, so you can throw a bed on the map, and then you can get on top of the bed and stuff. And like people are using that to like climb climb stuff. So like you put a bed and then put a tree, and you use the
Oh
bed to get
my
on top of the
god.
tree and stuff.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
so it's interesting. You have a limit, of course, of how many items you can drop. I'm not sure how that's increased or anything,
It's not like
but it
Baldur's
looks
Gate 3
interesting.
where you can drop like as many items as you want.
Oh, speaking of Baldur's Gate 3, I really need to buy it this week because it's on
But you
sale.
haven't played it?
No,
Ricardo,
it's on sale on Steam. I need to buy it.
you know what? Like we'll do regular podcast episodes, but like I'm down to do like a let's play. Like we play for 3 hours on a
Baldur's Gate.
Monday or
Yeah.
something. Or you can't do Monday. Can you do Monday mornings? We'll define another day, and we'll just
I will
play.
find a day.
We'll just play, because technically that's what Sabine and I used to do, but she's busy right now. And actually, when she's not busy, we're gonna do the new Life is Strange when that comes out,
Nice,
because
nice.
we've been doing Life is Strange all the time, which I actually really like those
Oh,
games.
it's only on sale in Brazil, and I'm not
You
gonna
might have to fly back to
cheat the
Brazil.
system. Because like you could technically use a VPN to buy it, but like
Yeah.
it's wrong. Like it's cheaper because like economy there is not as
No.
good,
Well,
right?
whenever you get it, I'm down to do it.
Yeah, I have it on my wish list as soon as it
You
goes
need
on
to play, like,
sale.
out of all, okay, like, I know I've said this all the time about different games, like Witcher 3, you have to play. But this game, come on, it's like up your alley. It's a lot of fun. It's like the one game of the year for a reason.
It's an excuse to play D&D as well.
Exactly. See? And actually, I really like this. It makes me want to watch more Lord of the Rings because it's such a good game.
Yes, do it.
I will.
Read the books.
You
You
know what?
gotta
Maybe
read the
I'll do
books.
that. Because then I'll get hyped when I go watch movies again. Be like, yo, look at that scene. Or they changed this. Or I might
Yeah,
do that.
no, it's quite good. I do recommend.
All right. Okay.
It leads to great memes as well.
I might do
You,
that. In
you've
fact,
probably
let me
seen
go
this
buy
one.
it
It's
right
like,
now. No. I will
I
though.
mean, I almost bought a Baldur's Gate, but it's still full price.
I mean, I might just use my library card and go actually get a book and instead of buying it, because I'll buy it and never like read it, or just like I'll sit there and I'm like, dang, I really just went and spent like $30 for
I mean,
something.
I have the trilogy just behind this photo up here.
True.
The orange one here is Return of the King.
Ah, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go. I want to read it. I'm gonna go read it because I want to
This
read
is
like more than
also,
a book.
I have, what do I have?
Yeah.
I have some, so yeah, up there I have some books that I need
Just a
to
couple
get back
books.
to.
Just The Witcher,
I'm having some
maybe Game of
issues lately.
Thrones.
I've been too tired.
Really?
And
Dang, isn't it tough?
I just want to go to bed. Like I
Me
just want to sleep.
too.
I don't have energy to read anymore.
It's not good.
It's the
And
past 3 or 4 months.
the worst is when you like do sit there and read. You read like two or three chapters. You're strong. You're ready. Then like not chapters, like pages. Then you get to like the 6 or 7 page, and you're like, "Oof, I am tired." And it
Yeah,
stressed my eyes. I'll read in like 5 minutes, and you fall asleep. I'm like, fine.
yeah. My issue is that I got into reading by reading Harry Potter, right? And the
Yeah, good
chapters are
choice.
reasonably short,
Yeah,
right? They're like 5 pages or something.
yeah.
So I got into this habit where I have to finish a chapter. I don't stop until I get to the end of the
I like that. That's what
chapter.
I usually do too.
Yeah, but now so I was reading the Silmarillion, and a couple of chapters are like 25 pages long with like all font, like
Oh,
50 pages of a regular book.
ooh, that's
So that's
tough,
not very
especially late at
feasible.
night.
Exactly.
No, yeah,
Like it's a collection of stories, right? So you get to a few of them are super short, like just explaining like how the gods made the earth and stuff. But then you get to some that are like the story of like this couple that got together and like fought Morgoth for like years and stuff. Like so, it's complicated.
yeah, it sounds complicated, but it sounds really interesting and really like, fun to read
Yeah,
when you're not sleeping.
it is. It is a great book. It is heavy though. It's very heavy.
Okay.
Has and like it has so many characters as well. That's another thing. Like it's very hard to keep track of all the characters.
It is. I know, like in the end, it'll be worth it because you have all these characters and they're doing different things. And you like them all, but at the beginning, it's like, who is who? Can't even pronounce some of their names. What's happening? Like, and that makes you actually more
Salvage.
frustrated.
It's very easy. At the end of Return of the King, there's actually a section explaining like the pronunciation of
That's
Salvage
good.
names.
Cool. I need that. But
Yeah,
actually, I wanted to go back
it's nice
to
to just skip to the end.
yeah, go back to the point we had earlier because we got kind of dark and gloomy. We were like, yeah, working AAA sucks and overtime's awful, and and then like, so I think the best would be find a job where they treat you right, no overtime, hopefully the pay's good,
Yeah,
and then you can work on that game on like the whatever game the studio's working on, get paid there, hopefully the pay's good. Then you can come home and you can continue working on maybe like your indie game for like an hour or two. And then you have the rest of the time to spend with family, friends, your hobbies, whatever. I think that'd be like
yeah,
the fun way. I don't think game dev is for
yeah.
glories and riches. I don't think it's for even the Kojima's levels. Like that's rare. Like if you do become a great game designer, cool. But I feel like sometimes it's lonely. I don't know. Like I get the vibe I get from Kojima is that like he invites all these people all the time, and it's great. He has a fun time, but he doesn't build these like very deep connections because it's always like they're there for like something, and they're like, oh, I'm here because I'm meeting Kojima. But then like, are they really there like as a friend, or is it because he's a great game designer? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that being famous sucks.
Yeah,
Uh,
because then you don't
you
know
don't
if
want
it's
to be
all
there.
genuine. You're like, are you here because you really like me, or are you here because of what I've done?
Yeah,
And like, it's
exactly.
you never really know because people don't really will tell you. They're like, yeah, I'm here because I like you, and then they never talk to you ever again. Or when you need them the most, they're not there. And you don't know until that moment
Yeah,
happens.
no, exactly.
But
I
yeah,
think the it's like if you think about being rich, right? What would you prefer? Being a millionaire and no one knowing you, or being like in Hollywood?
I want a sweet spot where I'm like, I have money, not like crazy amount, and I know a couple people, but not everyone. And like, I wouldn't want to be like a millionaire and alone, but I also wouldn't want to be like poor and no. Well, actually, I would be. Actually, I would like being poor and know a lot of people, but I want to like know them genuinely. I don't want them to all just like want to like something from me. I don't. So I like the poor and know everyone. I'll take that one over rich and lonely.
Yeah, no, that's that's a good one. But yeah, I think the best one is you have this group of people that you know that like is ambitious and like you grow around the same time. Like, so it's something that's been quite interesting lately as I reconnected to some people in from high school.
Yeah.
Just seeing what they've been doing with life, it's like inspiring sometimes. Like with a guy that like I went to school with, like last time I saw him was like graduation
Yeah. Dang, that's like what, 10 years ago?
of
12.
almost to the day.
Wow. Almost to the
No,
day.
14. What
14.
am I talking about?
Jeez.
14, yeah. It
Dang, where does
was
the time
2010 and
go?
2012.
14 years.
Yeah, 14
My
years,
10-year
yes. And
graduate high school reunion's coming up next year. That's
nice.
crazy. That's crazy.
It is weird. Like we were trying to plan ours, but like a lot of people moved out or like went to different places and like it never happened. We're trying to do it at 5 years and it didn't happen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That would
But
have been so
like
cool.
I still talk or at least see like at least two people that went to high school with me. There's this friend of mine that lives in Germany and he comes to London like two to three times a year. And whenever I'm in Germany for work, we also meet up. So nice. There's this guy, actually the guy that brought us to this small town here.
Hmm.
He actually went to high school with me, and now he moved to in April. He moved to Dubai. So
Everybody's moving to
now
Dubai. That's because you guys are
there's
staying
a lot
there.
of money in there. There's
There
a
is.
lot of money there, and it's not cold. It's gonna snow in a couple weeks here.
Yeah, cold. I'm not a fan of the cold. I'm a fan of the cool weather. I love that and the wind. But like, I've been in
Yeah.
Florida too much. When it comes time for cold season, I'm like, actually, take it back. Take it back. Now, unless you give me snow, then I'll take the cold because at least I got something out of it.
Yeah. To be fair, especially growing up in a place that didn't have snow, like snow was so fun.
Yeah,
Like just it feels good. Like I make a snowman.
yeah.
Like
I
I'm
think
31 and I make snowman.
nothing wrong with that. Come on, especially with the way they're doing with the AI medical industry. We'll be able to live a little bit longer. Maybe we're all kids for longer than we thought. Keep that inner child happy. But they're good. Like the best temperature is probably like 65. I think 65, where it's like
Let me
cool but not
compare
too
that
hot,
to
and it's like not
Celsius.
freezing. You just feel good. You can put a hoodie on, get a little breeze. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
that is nice. Yeah, I think even a little bit colder is okay.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
60,
It's once it starts getting like
59.
it just your hands are freezing and you're like frostbite's coming along. We're gonna have to cut that out.
I
Not a
mean,
fan.
if it goes below 0 Celsius, so below 32, you feel the difference, like between 32 and 31. Like it's
Oh yeah,
completely different than like
that's so funny. That has happened in
feels like
Japan. We had AC and it was like Celsius. It's like 19 Celsius. I'm like, is that low? So I put it like below zero, and I was like, we're probably to die tonight. I don't know what's gonna happen, but no, it was like,
It lets you put it below zero.
well,
Like
it was
usually
below
it
zero
goes.
Celsius. We were like
Yeah,
negative,
but
like,
usually it goes to 16 Celsius. Like that's as low as
no,
they
it went to
tend to
negative
go.
like oh 05 Celsius. I think it was the lowest it went or something, and I was like, okay. And it also
Like a
AC
beer
kind of
free.
sucks in Japan, and they don't use it that much. But so I was like, okay, let's just blast in the coldest because this room is hot. There's a lot of people here. We need this to be cold. And then yeah, we blasted everything to .05, negative.
Was it on overnight though?
It is. One time it turned
Uh,
off at night, and we are like, what is happening? We were sweating balls. But yeah, it was good. It was good. After I learned that, I was like, okay, I'm not in America anymore. This is Celsius, kilometers, millimeters, centimeters, not inches, not feet.
yeah.
Got me
I mean,
messed up. Driving
there's
on the wrong
like
side of the road. They also have two like stoplights. There was like two. One was always green, and one was like turning from green to red. And I was like, so do you follow that one? The other one just tells you the road's open. Like, what is going on? What lights do you follow? I was so confused. I was like, I don't know how you guys drive.
and you just had to read the sign that right there
Oh
next
yeah,
to
yeah, the one with the
the light.
ancient alien holographics. But yeah,
Yeah, it must be. I mean, it's nice. Even like when you're traveling, you also get to you get used to certain things that you wouldn't normally like in Brazil. Like what I consider today like the temperature to like go out and like not be sweaty and not be cold would be so cold.
that's so true.
But yeah,
It'd be so cold. You're
it's
not used
nice.
to it.
Nice.
But yeah, in Japan, we got used to riding the subway. It became a part of us. We had these like your sushi cards, these transportation cards on your phone, and you just tap
Oh,
it.
that's
Even
so
if the
good.
phone's dead, it works. And yeah, it was a
Yeah,
whole pro. I got to the point where I was really comfortable with the whole entire platform system and where everything was going.
yeah.
Even at the end, some people were still like struggling with like where we're going. And even at one point, I was like, guys, we kind of go in the same routes every day. It's like this one goes to Shinjuku. Just take this train that always goes to Shinjuku. It's on that platform. Get off when it says Shinjuku. Guess what's the next stop? Like, I was actually having a great time like the last couple of days. Where I was like, I live here. I know this place. And then I went home. And I was like, damn it. Damn it. No.
I mean that's a sign of a good trip though. Like
Yeah.
it, if you can't have any more when you go back home, it sucks. Like we came back from Paris on Sunday, and we felt like we could have been there a couple more days and still enjoyed it. That's what you want.
That's true. Yeah, because I never was at the point where I was like, I want to go home. But after the 3 weeks, I was like, I can go home and I'll be happy. Like, I did a lot.
Yeah,
Um, of course, there's so much more to do, but like, I'll do it next time.
yeah,
It gives me something to
yeah.
do.
There's that as well. It's like Japan is quite far for well, anyone not in East Asia, basically.
Yeah, but like,
But
they can
like for us,
find.
like Paris, we took the train. It was 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
A train. Like, oh, we can go another time.
yeah. I think actually next time I go to Japan, since I explored a lot, like Tokyo, Kyoto, Hiroshima,
Yeah,
Osaka, I would just stay in Tokyo next time, and then branch out from there with like trains.
yeah.
So if I
That's
want to
what we've
go
been thinking of
to
doing.
like a waterfall up north, I just take a train for the most part, and then take a taxi or bus up to the
Yeah,
thing. And then if I really want to go to like countryside, again, since I'm staying in Tokyo, I could just take a train somewhere like north, rent a car up north, and then drive around anywhere. And then actually, I thought I was gonna be doing more
yeah,
driving, but we had like 13 people, and it's just like you're constantly with each other all the time, and you always want to do like certain things. But yeah, like next time I would be like, okay, we're gonna rent a car, we're gonna go countryside a
yeah.
lot, and we're gonna do all the cool stuff in Tokyo, out of Tokyo, around Tokyo, and then like, and then
There's a
also
lot
we won't be
to.
moving around too much because we took the bullet train like everywhere, and we're moving our luggage everywhere. I was like, that was a lot of work.
Yeah,
Sometimes I felt like we were doing a lot of work.
yeah. That's so annoying.
Yeah,
Like to be fair, we always travel super light, like
yeah,
backpack at most. Like we went to Brazil the first time after we moved to Europe, and we each took a single backpack for 3 weeks.
really. I usually do
Yeah,
that too.
I mean, we have families, so like we can do those kinds of things. We
Yeah.
have ways of doing laundry without like having to look for a place as well. It's just
Yo,
easier.
that's the crazy thing too about Japan. There's no dryers in the Airbnbs.
So you
Except
have
there was
to
one
hang.
that had one. It was like a mixture between washer and dryer, and it worked great. Kind of wrinkled my clothes to a way I've never seen before. I was like, did he just ruin my clothes? But yeah, it was crazy. The last like week and a half, we had places with just washers. So my friends are all like got wet clothes, and then we got kicked out of one of the Airbnbs because we were too loud, and we're just running around with damn clothes. And I'm like, I'm sorry, and you just got to put it
But
outside for it
were
to
they?
dry.
Couldn't they just have been washer dryers and you didn't know how to dry?
So there was like two of those, and we figured out one of them. The first one we were struggling,
Okay.
but the third and fourth, yeah, it says just a washer. And we're
Um,
like, oh, what do you do? You're supposed to hang them. That's what they usually do out there. I was like, okay. My friend hang him one day and it started raining. I think it was like the only time it rained. I was like, I'm so sorry. This sucks for you, bro. Yeah. I was like, this is rough. Yeah. So make sure when you go to
yeah,
Japan,
but
you really like don't need to wash your clothes. If you do go to a laundromat, they have dryers there.
yeah, yeah. It's funny because like I noticed a huge difference between a washer dryer and washing and then drying on an actual dryer. So we had one at the place we got when we went to New York.
Yeah.
Like, it was so much better. Like the like, of course, it's like the best part about the washer dryer is that you click auto dry, press play, and come back in 4 hours, and it's
Isn't that
done.
great? I love that.
So
Because then
easy.
you, if you
It's
like
so easy.
gone, it's still drying, so your clothes don't get like disgusting and moldy. It's dry.
Yeah, but it takes like almost 2 hours to dry
Yeah, it
compared
takes
to
forever.
a dryer. Like a regular dryer takes a lot less.
Yeah, we saw that when we first did the washer and dryer like combined. It was like 2.5 hours. We're like, there's no way. There's no what is going on here. But yeah, it takes 2.5 hours. So
Especially like we you always put like the s- like cycles for like sensitive clothes and things like that just in case, because like especially cheaper things tend to shrink very easily.
yeah, we don't want that. Like, I got this
Yeah.
shirt from Japan. I like it a lot. It's got a cool design in the back. But if it shrinks
I have no
anymore,
idea how this one didn't shrink. It's like
yeah,
this
that's sick. The
shirt
Guardians of the Galaxy.
was like 7 pounds
Really,
and it's licensed.
it fits perfectly. Hey, we
Yeah, no,
take those. Those are
exactly.
wins. We don't get upset about those.
It's like the fabric is weird because like if you get sweaty in here,
Yep.
like really sweaty. Winter it's nice because well,
Hmm.
cold, cold.
Now,
Oh,
so
video games.
video games. So yeah, I was about to say back to video games, back to maybe the career part of it. So, what would you tell anybody who's like right about to get into the industry? Should they hope to get a AAA game, a studio? Should they hope to make their own game? Should they try to do hybrid? Should they just
I
focus on
think you
certain
do
skills
both.
and
Yeah,
actually become more passionate about one part of the game instead of like making a whole game? Like I don't care about UI UX. I care about lights. I care about character animations.
yeah. I think
AI.
it depends on where you're at. So if you're just starting to learn today, I'd make something with either on my own or a small team, because you want to find out what you're good at and what you like doing, right? It's like making games is such a broad thing. Like the guy that worked with me that came on the podcast a few years ago.
I remember that. Yeah.
He's yeah, he's writing songs for games now. Like it's just full time to work with games and
Dang.
plays bass for and writes
That sounds like a lot
soundtracks.
of fun.
It's a lot of fun, but it's not programming. Like that's a completely
Completely
different
left
set of
field. Like
skills.
what? I would have never thought that. Like, where are you gonna be in 4 years? Oh, I'm gonna be a master at making music for games, a composer. I'm like, huh? You're a programmer right now. What you mean? But that's how it goes.
And
You
he
follow your
used
passion.
to do that, so he actually went back to make games.
Oh,
So
composer, programming, composer back. Okay.
yeah.
See, sometimes how it
But yeah,
works.
find what you like first and what you're good at, and like even something small, like especially if you want to work for AAA, like you're not gonna be the guy who makes all the models. You're gonna be the guy who makes the boxes, or the guy that makes the stairs, or the ladders, or the guy who's making the faces. Like everyone has their own function in the team, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get a one or two animators and doing like the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have something you do really well, and they want to see that. So yeah,
I don't
find
know.
what you like doing, and then specialize even more. And especially because like once you have a game, even if it's like small thing that you published, you will have that experience and something to point at and say, "Oh, I made this. Hire me now."
And that works. It's like your artifacts. Like, this is what I can do. Try to make the artifact, the thing you made, based off what the studio is making.
Exactly.
And so, like, you're making, if you're gonna want to get Naughty Dog, make like a system where you can throw like a breakable that distracts the enemy or cause the enemy to come to that area. And it shows like, oh, like you could done the things that Ellie can do in the game, so you'd fit right in. Stuff like that.
Yeah. One thing
Also,
that is quite common I've seen with games way more than outside of the gaming industry, they actually want to see that you not only like know what they did, like ideally played their games, because like they want someone who at least knows like the company does. Like when I went to CD Projekt Red, they asked me about The Witcher, for instance.
glad they did.
Uh, I didn't play any of the games.
I
Well,
know. I
I've
told you
played
to for
the first
years,
one.
so now you can't say
I
nothing.
played The Witcher 1 and 2
See?
since,
All
so
right,
now
good,
I
good,
can.
good, good, good. You
You
still
don't
haven't
need to
played the best
cancel me
one.
now. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
You're gonna love it once you get there because you've played the first two. It's gonna be even better for you.
Well, I might wait for them to finish remastering the first one and actually play it to the end because it's an interesting game, but it feels very dated and very much like a game that was made by a very small team. Like,
They really are. That
uh,
they were basically still a small team, even making Cyberpunk. I think once they finished that game, made all the profits, and then like realized the mistakes they made, they finally hired enough to call themselves a AAA, which is
and
another
their
reason.
offices are so cool.
Yeah,
Like, it's such a nice place.
I wish I was there. I want to see it. I'll go visit one day. I apparently they have offices now in the U.S. I applied to some of them. Didn't hear anything
Oh,
back
nice.
yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Awesome. Awesome.
But yeah, back
Yeah,
to
I think
the
that you need to get your foot in the door, and the way you get the foot in the door is you need something to show. And of course, it you might have the dream of working for a specific company because like they made this one game I played when I was a kid. Still research, like do some research on like how is it to actually work there, because like a lot of companies that made amazing games like 20 years ago, they're completely different now, right? So Blizzard would be a great example. Like there's a lot of baggage that comes with the best at what you do. That's like what they had, right? Everything they made was amazing.
yeah, and
You
now
don't do that for 30 years. Like it's impossible to do that for 30 years,
it
right?
really is. They're gonna try, but it doesn't
Yeah.
always work out.
I mean, they just announced a lot of things that they will be releasing in the next few month or year, I think.
Cool, that's exciting.
So we'll see. To be fair, they ever since they released Classic WoW, they've been doing a lot of good things. Like
Look at that.
every
Look at
WoW
that.
expansion that came
See, they actually made WoW
after
and it
they were
worked out.
making Classic. Yeah, well, yeah. Turns out that someone made WoW and it worked. Yeah,
Yes. Cool.
but yeah, I think that's a good starting point. Just research, or try to see how it's like to actually work there as well. Um, and like, don't be afraid to apply to other positions as well. Like, they might not need you or want you, or not. They might not even be planning on making a new game the next few years. They might not need staff, right?
And if they do need
And
staff, it's like recruiters and like admin stuff. Maybe you
yeah,
can do
or
that.
like a single guy left. Now they need to backfill or things like that. And
Yeah.
then usually, especially if it's not urgent, so if they don't have a big release coming out, like they'll take their time.
Mm-hmm.
What you actually want is like a new team being made to like build this new thing, like a new game or this new engine or whatever you want to be doing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you're not going to be doing something that's exclusive to games, you can work in different things as well and still carry over the experience. Like you could make 3D models for architecture, and those can be just as valuable on your CV as, well, having made models for a game.
That's
Like
really true.
making a box for like a for an open like
Like a
open
warehouse
house
company
is
or something. Yeah.
about the same as making a box to like hide inside or
Metal
break
Gear
in a game.
Solid. Yeah.
Yeah,
Another thing I'd add to all that is protect your peace. Like, make sure if you feel like you're being overworked or just things aren't like the way you want them to be, like, you don't have to do those things. They might guilt you. And I think they're getting better at it. Every company's trying to get better.
yeah.
But yeah, like, enjoy it. It's a job. You show up, you leave when you have to leave, you do other things, you come back and you do it again the next day. Um, they need the game to be done. They need people, so they won't, like, they'll threaten. I don't think everybody does this, but if they do threaten you, like, it's all really just to get you to work harder. You go again. My recommendation is always find a place that doesn't do that. But if you need to want to work in those like AAA studios and deal with all that craziness and make cool games that like people talk about for years, it's gonna be a grind. It's gonna be tough, but it can also be really rewarding.
And I think that that's the dangerous part about working for a company that you admire. It's like, oh, you will take a little bit longer to realize that they're overworking you or that you're not happy, or you will guilt yourself into thinking that you should be happy. Like you have your dream job, you work for Ubisoft or whatever, right? But if you're not happy, move.
Yeah, there's so
It's
many
your
other studios
time.
out there. Indie studios too
Exactly.
won't pay you as much, but they might actually be a better work environment.
Yeah.
So
Like you're allowed to be happy and have a job. Like one thing that bothers me a lot with like social media in general is like those memes about hating your job and stuff. Like that
I do
shouldn't be
hate it.
normal.
It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. Like you're gonna be doing that more than most things in your life. Might as well enjoy it, or at least like be
Yeah,
content with it.
exactly. I
Yeah.
had a boss back in Brazil that said something very interesting. You spend a third of your life at work,
Mm-hmm.
a third of your life sleeping, and a
Yep.
third of your life with your family.
Exactly. So might as
So
well
you
enjoy that
spend
third of your
like,
life.
with your colleagues and stuff, like you're spending about as much time as you have to spend with your family, especially if you're commuting to work, right?
Yeah, it's like
So
hours just
it
in traffic.
has to feel at least
That's why I like listening to cool
bearable.
videos or podcasts where I'm like, at least, doesn't feel like I'm wasting them. I'm actually enjoying the time. But yeah, you gotta protect that time. You only get so much.
Yeah.
Protect your
I mean,
peace.
when you're just getting started, you might have to
Make sacrifices.
take some of those. Like you might have to make those sacrifices to get that initial experience. And I know, like any industry, like when they see in your CV like the name of a big studio, or
It
like if you
means a
work
lot.
for if you work for a big restaurant and you want to be a chef, right? Like it's not that they will hire you based on that, but they will give you a second look,
Hmm.
give you a call, right? I
Yes.
know that that's a thing that does happen, but ideally, like after a while, especially now with like how big the indie scene actually is, you won't have to do that. You won't have to be unhappy and like work for a company you hate. Like, ideally, you want to work on something that at the end of the day you feel like you made a difference, and something that you actually believe.
Beautifully said. Well, let's see what
I
time
done
is it.
on an interview once,
What we said.
working there for 3.5 years now.
Oh yeah. See, look at that. All worked out. Yeah. Find that happy job. In fact, that might even be the challenge. Let us know your dream job, but then also find like the job that would make you the most happy and figure that out. Actually, maybe write that down. Like, what is it that can make me happy? Is it the dream studio? Is
Yeah.
it like a certain amount of hours each week? Is it certain pay? People that you enjoy? What would it be to be your happy job? All right.
Another, just one other thing to mention as well, like you're gonna work for like an indie game. Don't think that it has to be your own game. Like if you get a good deal or a good team, like it doesn't have to necessarily be your idea. So if you're not an ideas person, just find people who had those ideas and execute.
Mm-hmm.
Like not everyone is creative. And I'm not very creative, and I played on a band, and I
He's pretty awesome.
worked
Seen the
out.
videos. It all works out in the end. So you just gotta follow the things you're good at. You might like games, but it might not be creative. There's still stuff for you to do.
And it's the managing as well, like managing a team, like looks awesome. Like, oh yeah, now I have a team and stuff. But just watch Kitchen Nightmares. Like a lot of great chefs like try to open their own restaurants and they fail because they're not managers.
Nope.
Like,
You need special
very
people
hard to
for that.
manage people.
So yeah, if you love games, have no creative bone in your body, manage people.
People go to college just to learn how to manage people.
It's wild. Oh my goodness. I mean, you need good managers because there's a lot of bad bosses, not good leaders,
Oh,
bad
yeah.
bosses. It's just a shame. So yeah, there's something out there. There's always a problem that needs to be solved. Find that, and hopefully it fulfills you, makes you happy. So we'll see you guys next time. Game TeaTime Podcast.